So right now on your screen, you do have that initial video of nose cone deployment. And again, the nose cone is opening to expose those two sets of hooks that Dragon will use to autonomously dock with the International Space Station. Of course, loved hearing that crew's description of their zero-G indicator, and we're standing by for those views. Zero-G indicators really do become an important symbol of microgravity flight and the communities behind each mission. So for those of you following along, you'll know that our first zero-G passenger was Little Earth on demonstration mission 1. Here's Little Earth on board Dragon on that DM-1 flight, and later on board the ISS. Today, just 5 years later, we've reached 50 people flown to space. From 0G to 50 in just 5 years is pretty incredible. And of course, here in Hawthorne, I actually have the real Little Earth that went to space safely back on Earth with us here in Hawthorne. Little Earth is a celebration of zero gravity indicators, an essential component of space missions that help mark the transition into zero G. From Yuri Gagarin's famous pencil to modern indicators like Little Earth and demonstration missions to Tremor the sequin dinosaur, zero gravity indicators have become a way for all of us to connect with and celebrate human spaceflight. Human spaceflight has come so far in the last 5 years. SpaceX has launched 9 human spaceflight missions on behalf of NASA and 4 commercial astronaut missions. That's a total of 50 crew members to space since 2020, 34 on behalf of NASA and their partners, and 16 commercial astronauts, including the first all-civilian mission to space and the first all-private passenger mission to the International Space Station.
In addition to flying people, SpaceX also enables researchers the opportunity to fly critical science to orbit. SpaceX and Dragon carried over 1,000 research experiments to and from low Earth orbit and the International Space Station and transported over 300,000 pounds to and from the station since 2012. Researchers from around the world use the space station to address complex human health problems on Earth, studying disease formation, testing drugs and diagnostic tools, and examining the inner workings of the human body. At any one time, the station hosts hundreds of investigations spanning every major scientific discipline from physics to microbiology.
Every mission yields critical research and learnings that help make life both on Earth and in space better. From DNA sequencing to 3D printing, studies on the space station test a variety of technologies, systems, and materials that will benefit life on Earth and be needed for future long-duration exploration missions.
Yes, and forward bulkhead Draco checkouts, and we see an upcoming burn in 23 minutes, 2-3.
Getting great views of Crew 8 on board their capsule there and standing by hoping we might get a shot. There is their zero-G indicator. Loved hearing the crew's description of who chose this animal and why, and everything that it means to them, to their mission, and obviously the community standing behind each of these 4 astronauts.
And in addition to that, we heard some great words from the crew expressing their thanks and excitement to be on orbit. Really great to see them successfully on their way to the International Space Station. We had a successful nose cone deploy as well as those Draco checkouts, everything continuing to go really smooth. So for now, we're going to end our coverage from here in Hawthorne until we pick back up with our docking coverage in about 26 hours.
So for now, we're going to hand it back over to Megan and Raja at Kennedy Space Center to wrap up today's launch coverage.
If you're just joining us, welcome to Kennedy Space Center in Florida, where we just watched Crew 8 lift off from Launch Pad 39A. 3 NASA astronauts and 1 cosmonaut now en route to the International Space Station. I'm Megan Cruz. This is NASA astronaut Raja Chari, and we got to see an incredible launch. What a clear night.
That was amazing.
Dragon SpaceX. Cabin environment looks good for suit doffing, and we'll take the camera external here in just a sec. Your go for 4.012 suit doffing.
And that's the question we were just talking about before we got back online was when are they going to actually start doffing their suits?
Happy to go, 4.012 suit doffing.
And so you heard the calls there. So first they wait for the nose cone to get open. They wait for the Dracos to be safed, which was the launch escape system. And then once they've verified the cabin atmosphere is good, that's when they can take off their suits. And as you heard them say, they're going to take the cameras external, is basically they're taking off their spacesuit. And it's pretty sweaty. You've been laying on the back for a while. But you could hear it in all their voices, the excitement. And like you said, what an amazing night down here at the Cape. It was super clear. You could see.
Dragon cameras are exterior.
You could actually see the staging, and it was
Copy external.
amazing view, and got to see the first stage come back, so it was a super clear night, and we got to see the second stage turn into just a very faint star all the way at Seco.
Yeah, and it's great to see some friends launch of yours. You're really close with Matt and Mike, I understand, and really it's nice to see a launch because we really waited till T-minus 10 minutes to know whether or not we were going to go.
Yep, yeah, and it's it's always exciting when it comes to space flight, even more exciting when it comes to human space flight, and just great to see the team come up with a technical solution, look at all the data. As you heard, them keeping the crew informed, like we talked many times tonight. The core is the person and the Capcom that they are talking to, but there is literally hundreds of people talking on loops and making engineering decisions and trying to go back and look at analysis data. And so a great testament to the team tonight to pull all that data together, as they always do.
Yeah, and to make sure that they're safe at launch and also re-entry. So great to see the launch again. And once they get to the space station, they're going to have a hand in some incredible science and investigations. And here's Jasmine Hopkins with more on that.